If I'd written the sequel trilogy for Star Wars, if I created episodes 7, 8, and 9, it would have been so much better. First and foremost, it just wouldn't have been a knockoff carbon copy of the original trilogy. I would have come up with some original ideas that were not ridiculous. First and foremost, I think I would have had the sequel trilogy take place about 111 years. 111 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. So 100 so I would say in the opening crawl, 111 years have passed since Return of the Jedi. Oh, and for the record, I wouldn't have made the name of the seventh episode something as cheesy and gross and cringy as The Force Awakens. It's just ridiculous. But I would have made the opening crawl say 111 years have passed since Return of the Jedi. Or I would really say 111 years have passed since Luke Skywalker saved his father Anakin Skywalker from the dark side. Afterwards, Luke Skywalker proceeded to rebuild the Jedi Order. And along the way, he found Jedi Master Alperancesis, and Jedi Master Coleman Kaj, and Jedi Master Shakti, and Jedi Master Yaddle, and Jedi Master Yerl Proof. And they helped him rebuild and restore the Jedi Order, which they rebuilt, and they rebuilt the Jedi Temple, and basically retrieved all of the lost and forgotten artifacts and items. And the Jedi Order is doing well. Their numbers have drastically increased. Now, Luke Skywalker is, of course, remembered as a hero, and he passed away several years ago. Leia Skywalker, who also passed away, helped restore the Galactic Republic to the galaxy. The first Chancellor of the Galactic Republic was Mon Mothma, and the second Chancellor was Leia Organa, actually Leia Solo, because she married Han Solo, and they had 5 daughters together, 2 of whom were Force sensitive and trained by Luke Skywalker. Of course, the Jedi Order does not allow marriage, so Leia's daughters didn't have any descendants, and Leia's non-Jedi daughters were barren, so they couldn't have children, so that was the end of the Skywalker line. Skywalkers are extinct. Nothing more with the Skywalkers. Okay, let's get done with the Skywalkers. And Darth Sidious is permanently dead. He did not rise from the dead like that ridiculous Rise of Skywalker exegol nonsense. I was going to say the C word, but I'm not going to say it because it doesn't really help with the YouTube algorithm when I say those kinds of words. So, okay. But yeah. So the Jedi Order has been rebuilt, and the Republic has been rebuilt. And lots of time has passed, and of course, the Jedi Order and the Republic are back on Coruscant, right where they were before. And things seem to be going pretty well, but in the shadows, somewhere dark, on the planet of Dathomir, there is an old foe who was thought to be forgotten. This old foe fled, or maybe not Dathomir, how about somewhere out in space, somewhere on the planet of Mandalore. Someone has reclaimed the planet of Mandalore, and he still has his criminal empire and syndicate. And although he's in his hundreds, he's much older than he was before, he's still pretty healthy. Darth Maul, formerly Darth, now just Maul. And Maul has a plan to take back to effectively take over the galaxy. But first he needs to destroy the Jedi Order. Now, on Coruscant, Yaddle and Alperancesis are still alive because they can live for hundreds of years, and somehow Shakti and Coleman Kosh are still alive too, let's just say, because, Shakti never dies because they changed change your death like every single time. And Coleman Kosh, he's so mysterious. Like there's no information about him in Legends or in canon. So yeah, we'll just keep him alive. And Yerl Poof, sure, why not? We'll keep him alive too. And so there's Yerl Poof is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. Sitting next to her are Apo Rancisis and Yerl Poof. So, excuse me, Yaddle. Yaddle is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. On her left is Yerl Poof. Excuse me, on her left is Apo Rancisis. Yaddle is the Grand Master, so she's sitting where Yoda used to be. On her left is Apo Rancisis, her former Padawan, and on her right is Yerl Poof. And of course, next to Apo Rancisis is Coleman Kaj. So that's the first four. So Coleman Kaj, Apo Rancisis, Yaddle, Yerl Poof, and then Shakti. And then you have a Kaminoan Jedi. And then we have a Gungan Jedi. And then we have a Tordarian Jedi. And a Zygerian Jedi, I know, very ironic. And a Mon Calamari Jedi. And a Wookiee Jedi. And the 12th Jedi we have is a human Jedi. And I believe for that role, I would probably get someone like, gee, who would I get? I think I would have probably gotten George Lucas himself to play that character, actually, if he were up for it. Maybe he could play the 12th Jedi on the Jedi Council, the human Jedi. Some old human man with a white beard. Uh, and his name is Master Lucas or something, or Master George. So yeah, so that's who we have on the Jedi Council. Now, the Jedi Order is not involved in politics, and the Galactic Republic is not so corrupt. Unfortunately, because the Jedi have not been involved in politics and the Galactic Republic is not as corrupt, they're not as involved in political affairs or things as they should be, and lots of crime is running rampant, and Jedi are really only just focused on spiritual stuff and connecting with the Force, even though they're on Coruscant. So that's a big concern. And now the Galactic Republic does have a peacekeeping military. It's a clone army. Yes, it's a clone army. I know now I'm kind of being a hypocrite by kind of copying some things, but I'm copying from the prequel and not the original trilogy. So, haha, I found a loophole. But the point is, all the clone troopers are clones of Jedi Master Shakti, because they figured cloning a Jedi would lead to much more benign, less violent clones, and they would just be keepers of the peace. And they've been trained the Jedi arts too. And of course, they don't have the Order 66 chips in them, obviously not. Now, unfortunately, because the Republic and the Jedi are so weak, though not corrupt, they don't see Darth Maul coming. And Darth Maul has stolen some plans. He's built a third Death Star. I know now I'm being really hypocritical and copying some ideas. But he uses the Death Star to effectively wipe out the Jedi and the Republic all at once. So the Death Star shows up, blows up Coruscant, and that's the end of Coruscant. Now, the point is that, and then I think from there, I think that will be the end of Episode 7. And then Episode 8, Maul will just run rampant and take over everything. And the whole galaxy would be under his command, and he would be blowing up like every single planet. And I would have planets from the prequel and original trilogies like Naboo and Hoth and Felucia and Bespin, Saleucami and Tatooine. Maikito, and Yavin 4, and all those, and of course most of them would get destroyed, and there'll be lots of Mandalorians and Darth Maul and stuff, and it'll be really fun. And then episode 8, yeah, so that'll be episode 8 with Darth Maul taking over the entire galaxy. So episode 7, it shows the Jedi, and they were probably getting restored, but being restored, having been restored for years, and then they get destroyed again. And then episode 8, they would basically, Darth Maul would basically win, and then I would make some heroes come out of nowhere, or maybe they would already be somewhere, and the heroes would be aliens. I wouldn't put any humans. I wouldn't make any humans heroes. They would all be aliens. It would probably be one of the Shakti clones and also someone else. In episode 9, there would be a big struggle, and most of the galaxy would be destroyed. But I think, but I'm not sure if maybe Darth Maul would just win and be victorious at the end of the trilogy, or maybe he would not be victorious, but I would still let him survive. I wouldn't kill off Darth Maul. So that's my rough sketch, my very, very rough draft for the sequel trilogy that I would write. I know that I got very hypocritical at the end, but I've been by taking some things that were already done and copying some parts of the original prequel trilogy, but point is, I held out and I tried to be as original and as humanly possible up until the end where I kind of crashed, but I did not burn. Or I burned, but I did not crash.